today we're gonna look at the most basic ass film ever, Boogeyman. And I still don't understand what's the deal with this guy. Does he like exist in this world, or is just an imagination, like attaches to people's trauma and does some bullshit? Or does he just like lives in people's closet and comes out sometimes? Does he like the light damages him, or is just like he prefers the darkness? Because like he basically throughout the film ignores the fact that like there's light. But I guess we'll find out, or not. The start is pretty creepy, not gonna lie, like combining like a real human voice with like this creepy demonic. But like a baby, you know, like a baby can cry at anything. A baby cries at me, you know, like am I the boogeyman? Like it would be so much more interesting if it was done with like a child that could understand the concept of like, okay, this shit is not human. And I hate the intros where like it's barely connected to the story. Like, yeah, maybe I think we'll see the dad being traumatized of his kids dying, but I'm not for real. It's just showing off like, hey, this boogeyman, he kills maybe. So I'll be honest, I like the lighting in this film. Like, go figure, a film that is like the main antagonist hates the light, focuses on a lot of attention on unique lighting. Wow. But yeah, like the lighting is pretty unique. They use candles, like Christmas lights, this globe looking, like a lot of unique ways to light up. But why though? Like they never like think to use normal lights in the room. They're like, well, you see these Christmas lights, they're way better than the fucking lights that you have at home. So I don't know about you, but anytime in a horror film where like a family starts arguing or playing around in a car, I'm like, okay, it's gonna happen, there's gonna be a car crash. In this movie, no, it's not focusing on that. They talk about their dead mom dying in a car crash. Either way, I still love the trope. So I notice in films, a lot of times the main character is the person that gets bullied a lot. Like, and like, these bullies are the worst. Like, they come out of nowhere bullying because her mom died and she has like her dead mom's like dress that looks fine, looks good, stylish, but to them it's ugly. And like, how can we root for like a total loser up top? Anybody? So if you don't know, Boogeyman is based from a Stephen King little short story. Actually that is the only book I own. Look at this. But sadly, the story is like 19 pages, and that is the reason I read it. Like, I actually like read another story in it and then gave up. I suck, I know. But the short story is basically in this part that we're gonna look at now. This crazy guy comes to the main guy's home, which is also his therapy office, which is weird combination, but sure. He starts talking about like how the demon killed his kids, and it's kind of concerning for the dude, and he like goes to call the police because he thinks he killed the kids, but he still leaves the dude in his office without like locking him or like paying attention if he leaves the office, and he starts like wandering around his home while there's two kids in his home, and he is extremely creepy, and he talks about killing kids. Bruh. So one of the kids notices that there's blood under the door while it was only paint, and look at like there's so many paints that spilled, but only red blood escaped it. Wow. But she comes in and their entire like art room, they're rich as fuck, like gets destroyed in the matters of seconds. Like we saw him like 10 seconds ago just looking at them, and he destroyed them without making a single noise. Nobody, I know she has AirPods in, but try hearing. But they go into the closet and they notice that he hung himself, and that's a bit traumatizing. It's kind of ironic that a therapist doesn't know how to talk to his own kids, and that's great to like filmmaking to like have more sides to the character than rather just like, oh, he's basically like great at talking to humans. Well, no, to strangers, but to his own kids, he can't really help them and starts ignoring them and like just sends them to their therapist to talk about their problems rather than facing like the mom's death and this guy's death and all this weird stuff. If only the monster was as interesting as these characters. Look at this goofball. The room is like totally lit up and he's like wandering around doing nothing. And I fucking hate how huge the house is. Like, anytime anyone screams, nobody can hear shit. Or if they heard it, it takes like 5 minutes to reach their destination. The youngest gets like attacked. I don't know. She comes to the sister's room being so calm. Look at her, she's clearly possessed. But she basically complains that her tooth hurts. So they do it now, but the demon is like, oh my god, why nobody is talking about me? He helps her to get rid of it, and they just go to sleep without picking it up. Bruh, like imagine stepping on a Lego, but now it's a tooth. Ew, that's disgusting, but thank god the demon picks it up. Thank you, Boogie. So, the kids go to the therapy to talk about their dead mom and the dead guy and the demons in the closet. They have a lot of things to do, and the therapist decide, oh, basically I'll traumatize the fucking kid because she hates up the light, the darkness. So we're gonna flash like this disturbing red light and this fucking boogeyman shows up. And I still have no clue, is it in her head, like, very, like, vulnerable, traumatized kid? Or is it an actual living being that is, like, weirdly popping up? But we ain't getting any answers to that, because this fucking movie sucks. Later we get a pretty creepy scene where, like, the younger sister is sad and the older sister comes to comfort her. But wow, it was the demon all along. Actually, like, I haven't seen a single bad thing the demon did. Like, the boogeyman killed the creepy guy that, like, obviously will kill the kids. And it basically helped out to do everything. But if only people would fucking turn on the lights. So, the older sister does some detective shit and, like, goes to her dad's office and, like, finds this, like, drawing. Wow, look at Picasso, I love it. And she basically like listens to the recording, but then she throws it into the like water. You're a horrible detective. While she's having her little like session, the younger sister gets like traumatized more by this boogeyman doing, I don't know, something, to the point where like the younger sister thinks it's just her sister doing random shit rather than actual demon doing demon shit. So she beats the living shit out of her. Okay, sure. Next day she does a little research on the guy who hung himself and finds where he lived. So they go to this abandoned building that is obviously abandoned, and she leaves a note on the fridge being like, hey, call me. It's abandoned. Who the fuck will get this fucking note? But sure. So, but she explores the house more and she gets taken a picture of her. Hey, so I'm editing the video and I notice there's like a single frame of when she gets a picture taken where she becomes like a skeleton demon shit. I know it looks cool, but why? You know, like nobody would notice this. Like I watched the film twice, I never noticed, but why? It looks cool, but story-wise, does it make sense? Hell no. Where there is obviously a demon behind her, but she doesn't fucking care. She never looks at the picture. So what's the point of that? It's just creeping us? No, creep her, and then in the meantime we'll get creeped. But there's also a crazy lady. I think she's the wife of the guy who died. But for like a person that dedicated her life into killing this demon that hates lights, she lives in a very dark house where like it's lit up by candles that do jack shit to the demon. And how the fuck do you buy so many candles? And how long do the candles even last? Like they should, like normal lights, like At no point the film tells that the demon like turns off the lights or do something. Like it breaks the globe, but it doesn't affect the normal lights. So why not use them instead of the weak ass candles that you have to constantly replace? But the crazy lady goes crazy, and basically the girl just runs out, and we get a little jump scare, which is pretty fun. But she wakes up, and I don't know which part of it was a dream, but she decides to go to the basement, where like nothing really happened in the basement. It's just like, for third act, we're gonna show the basement. But she finds a camera, and instead of like looking at it like in her room or something peaceful, no, she takes that shit to the school's public toilets, where like she can look at her deceased mom's like past life while there's someone constipating nearby. That's fun, that's peaceful. But she decides to have a sleepover with the people that actually fucking bully her. What? Like, what can go wrong? She gets locked up in the closet where the guy hung himself, so the boogeyman attacks her. Sure, but before that, like, they smoke some, like, weird dead mom's weed, and she spits out a tooth. You never wondered where it disappeared? I love how everyone hates the darkness, but they never turn on the fucking lights. Like, you telling me this girl that sleeps with every single light on plays video game where, like, it could be scary at some points in the fucking pitch darkness? Bruh, what? But the demon starts showing up because it's dark, and she uses a video game to light up the room. It doesn't really work like that. Like it's still very bright. I don't know, using the ability, how does it like... Sure, but she gets like, starts flying in the room and flung into the TV. And she just gets sent to the hospital for like a little bit, like half an hour. Bro, why the fuck did you just not kill the fucking kid? Why are you doing all this weird shit? By the way, the dad still believes their daughters are just going crazy. So the older one takes matters into her hands, and she goes to the crazy lady to fucking kill that shit. Stop with the fucking candles. It's a stupid idea.
Let's show its strength. Whoa. Just spring-loaded fire.
And why the fuck would you warn her about the trap that she is about to step in? Why don't you just be like, hey, before you come into the house, there's like tripwires, so be careful, I'll let you know when you're close. No, she's like, it's safe, watch out. So obviously she turns on her because she's fucking crazy, but she uses her as the bait, and she turns off the fucking light. Yes, you heard me right. She turns the normal light. What's the point of the candles? They are doing jack shit. The demon just blows them away. Why not just like light up all the room with normal fucking electric lights on? But yeah, the demon shows up, and he gets destroyed by fucking shotguns like left and right. Is he dead? Obviously not. He rips her apart. Wow, that's fun. So that takes the younger sister from the hospital home, and as soon as they walk in, they get fucking heated. Why didn't the demon do it earlier? He had so many opportunities to do it, but now I guess the tension is at the highest. So the daughter shows up to save the day. She goes into the like a pitch dark room, and the demon is not seen. She goes upstairs, she finds the younger sister. How is she still alive? But she gets like sprayed by her, or I don't know by what. It doesn't affect her. And the younger sister still like, how do I know you're not a demon? Bitch, she's fucking talking to you and not killing you. What are you on about?
I saw it bleed. It can be hurt. Maybe we can stop it.
Did you just say it bled? You mean the time when it gets shot like 50,000 times? Then it bled and it's killable? What are you on about? That clearly showed that it's not killable. So they go to the basement. Of course it's the basement. And the dad is still alive. Why the fuck the demon just like waited for half an hour? They're about to die. But by the power of dead mom, they use a weak ass lighter to I don't know, do something. No, instead they use a fucking Flammenwerfer to fucking kill this shit. Wow, that was easy. And the house burns in the matter of seconds. Like, we clearly saw, like, a little fire in the corner, and now, in the matter of, like, 5 seconds, the house is completely in flames, but yet, there's still, like, a clear, nice path that they can leave the house. That's nice. That's it for the movie. I've seen worse movies. It wasn't that bad. It was entertaining at some points. I hated the fucking demon. Look, he looks goofy. He looks shit. He's annoying. He doesn't do jack shit. He's not scary. Bye bye.